Cancer, how are you? I'm going to do a reading for your current messages. This is for like the next 7 to 10 days, just a short little period of time. Just checking in with the tarot to see what's up with all of my Cancers. So as always, please just take what works, leave what doesn't. We all know who we are in the story. Now, I sure do appreciate all of you, and if you appreciate what I do here, hit that like button. Yep, right there. Like, comment, share, subscribe. I'd love to see my channel continue to grow, so help me get that going. Pop it up off the charts. That would be great. All right, Cancers, what's going on for all of my Cancers? Grateful, thankful for these messages. Page of Cups coming up reversed, crossed by the Six of Pentacles. Uh-oh. What's going on? What's going on? What's good, though, is that you have the Wheel of Fortune hanging over your head, you know. So there could be a relationship that you are involved with that you are just not... I think you're a little upset. Maybe you got breadcrumbed by somebody. We have the Page of Pentacles coming here with the Six of Pentacles. And then I have the Ace of Cups over here. So I'm wondering whether or not there's a situation around someone, you know, who maybe, you know, you really wanted to get to know them. And I just feel as if, you know, you were disappointed because the Page of Cups coming up reversed, they're not interested. Ace of Cups, they're not interested. But yet they never really came out and said they weren't interested. Do you know what I mean? I think that really disappointed you. But, you know, that's okay. I feel as if there is something much better on its way, you know, because your final outcome this week is that of the Magician. You know, so you start to make things happen, you know, in a more positive direction. Because I also have the Wheel of Fortune. All right, so even though this love, this little relationship, whatever it was that you really wanted to get off the ground, didn't get off the ground, you know, that's okay. Because I think, you know, it kind of takes your attention back to what you need to focus on right now. And I think it's what you really need to make happen, you know, because here we have the Ten of Pentacles. So things are going to start to turn in a much better way for you, all right? So if you focus your attention to your work, you know, Four of Pentacles, you know, here we are. We've been really closed up, you know, and maybe you need to, you know, kind of deal with money and face some of the issues around your own job and your own work and doing things your way. And I feel like, you know, this is one of these things where, you know, even some of you Cancers might be thinking about maybe saving your money to buy a home one day. You know, because that's coming in real strong here. I mean, you know, here he is sitting on his chest, and we've got the Wheel of Fortune on the house here, and here we have the Ten of Pentacles. So there could be this energy where, you know, you might have been hoping that, oh, maybe one day we could, you know, get together and we could buy a house and live happily ever after. But again, I feel like, you know, there was somebody in your world, Cancer, who was they were talking a lot, but they didn't mean any of it, all right? Okay, we have the Page of Cups and we have this Knight of Wands. This person who has dominated your field for I don't know how long, you know, they were truly, you know, blocking anything about moving forward here, all right? Six of Pentacles, it says give and take kind of energy. And here we see she's blocking this light, and, you know, and I feel as if they just would say what they needed to say in order to keep you appeased, you know, but there is no intention here of, you know, a happily ever after with you or anything like that. And I think, you know, you start to get clearer and clearer the more you start talking about like, well, you know, let's buy a house and we'll move in together. And, you know, and they're not coming outright and saying, no, I don't want to do that, you know, and but I think you're starting to see that they don't really want to do this. You know, they don't really want to buy a house with you. They don't really want to go out with you, but they're not telling you straight out that that's the way it is. And I feel like you call them out, all right? You know, we have the Page of Swords here, the Knight of Swords, and I have the Five of Wands. And I think whenever I see the Five of Wands, you know, this is like, you know, people, you know, in competition or battling it out, or, you know, there's just this energy around, you know, this need to really kind of stand up for what it is they need to say. So I feel as if, you know, a lot of people have a lot to say about how this person may have been breadcrumbing you. I mean, I think, and, you know, maybe he's going to try to get people to side with him about, or her, you know, about, you know, what their real intentions are. You know, but the truth is I just feel like, you know, Cancer, you've got to call them out. You know what I mean? I mean, if this is something you've been really wanting to do, you've been saving your money, you know, you've been talking about it, and now here you're at that point where, you know, you could probably start looking for a house and buy a house, and we can finally move in together and this and that. And wow, man, there's this wall that kind of goes up with them. You know, because now the Knight of Wands, you know, this is somebody who wants to have a good time, enjoy themselves, not be committed, be able to travel, come here and there. And then all of a sudden that's going to be gone. And they're like, I don't know if I really want that. So I think, you know, the truth, you know, it's like this is, you know, honestly, I feel like the rubber meets the road with you and this person. All right. Because if you have been dealing with this energy of this person about like whether or not you guys have a future together, I think this is where it comes into reality when, all right, I'm going to move. I'm buying a house. Are you in with me or you're not in with me? Or I'm buying a house, but I don't want you to live with me. I mean, it's this kind of an energy that's going on, Cancer. So yeah, I really feel like the rubber meets the road for you. And, you know, opportunity is starting to really knock. And I think, you know, there's with this 10 of Pentacles, I think your work is going good. You're starting to see things happen. We go from an ace to a 10, you know, come on, like you see what it is that you want. But do they want to come along for the ride? I don't know, you know, because here we have the Death card. I think you've been hanging on for a while, but, you know, this Death card is wanting to turn itself around and want you to go through this door. Whether they come or they don't come, whether they want to come or they don't want to come. Because here, 5 of Pentacles, I mean, you felt so alone already, you know, waiting for them to make the moves. And now, Cancer, I feel like you're the one that's going to make the moves. And, you know, yeah, this is where the rubber meets the road. But I'm definitely feeling like, you know, and here we have the Chariot coming up reverse. Some of you Cancers, watch your cars, you know, because you might have some car trouble. But the Chariot coming up reverse, I mean, you haven't really known what to do in this situation, kind of going along, you know, because they talk a good talk, right? Knight of Wands reverse, you know, but when it comes down to the reality, and now here we are, you know, reality has hit. I want to buy a house. I want to move in. I want this. I want that. But I don't want you with me, or I want you with me. I mean, this is where, you know, it gets really real. So I think you're going to find out this week, you know, where the two of you are going to go from here. But one thing you know is that you are going to make things happen the way you want them to happen. All right, regardless of how the other person feels, especially if you've been feeling breadcrumbed. Do you know what I mean? If this is somebody who hasn't been really like, let's plug in and do this, and you haven't had those conversations of like the future here, and, you know, every time that conversation comes up, they dodge it. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, these are all red flags. And I think, like I said, you know, this is one of these situations where you have an opportunity to move into a house, buy a house, get a house, have everything you ever wanted, and you're not really sure whether or not you want them or they want you. But, you know, listen, now's the time to learn because magic's in the air, and whether they like it or not, you're going to make the things happen the way you need them to happen. So this is about you, not them, all right? Rubber meets the road. All right, I'll see y'all later, Cancer. Take what works, leave what doesn't. I'll see you later. Bye.